It was still hilarious to me.
It's also
you can't tell me that you didn't laugh when you saw that happen.
I thought it was a little funny when he did that, but long story short.
But basically, it's jump cut after jump cut between like the main plot of like Resistance trying to escape the First Order to Rey undergoing.
I feel like Mark Hamill is having a little bit of fun, kind of making fun of Star Wars.
Well, because he knows he can do whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah, and it's
like, bitch, I'm Mark Hamill.
Yeah. There's like the scene where she's like trying to learn what the Force is and how to use it.
It's like Adam West. You don't fucking mess with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Rey and like we find out like during her training she finds out that she and Kylo Ren are actually able to connect through the Force, which we find out later that
for some weird reason
that Snoke actually was the one who created the bond between them. And they kind of like interact and
I did like when that one interaction where it's like. Because with the interaction is that they can actually physically see each other, but they can't see each other's surroundings. But I thought it was hilarious. Like it was like the second or third time they contacted, and Rey turns around to see Kylo Ren, and he's like shirtless in his room, and then she's like, "Goodness gracious, put on a shirt, man."
I know, right? It's like you don't want to see that. I think the imagery they're trying to create, like through their eyes, is like a void.
Oh no, I'm not gonna lie.
By the way,
because they don't know where they are.
What's his name? Kylo Ren.
Adam Driver.
Adam Driver. He did. Honestly, God, he did a lot better in this movie than Episode 7.
Yeah.
He was
really
really good.
Probably the best I've seen him in episode. Like at least his character.
Like, he did a lot better in this movie than before. I think he's more used to it. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, you get used to it.
It's an improvement. It's a noticeable improvement for sure.
Yeah.
I will say that did make me laugh right there, but I do think that was cool. But then we see more of like. I'm gonna be honest, I do not like at all what they did with Luke in this movie. I did not like how they made him Mr. Old Hermit sort of thing.
Yeah,
and, I was.
It makes sense in context, but they made him kind of like a Ben kind of.
No! You just see what they do in the extended universe. They put him in a fucking jar. Put his brain in a fucking jar.
Who?
Luke's.
What?
In the extended universe.
I've never read the book,
so
I wouldn't know.
It's a lot worse than it could have happened here.
Well, okay, anyway, I was not expecting Luke to be Mr. Like a guy that's reclused in this.
I kind of expected it, honestly.
But I just expected a little more. I wanted to see Luke be a little more positive, because...
I'm actually surprised that the planet he lives on actually does have civilization to a degree.
Okay, the scenes with the locals there were funny.
Yeah, when Rey kept messing up.
They remind me of Jar Jar. I don't like him.
Done right.
Yeah, like the porgs and like the caretakers around the planet. It was very nice.
Misa want the company.
No.
However the porg sound goes.
I do.
The porgs were fucking hilarious, especially when Chewie was eating one of them, and then they noticed that he's eating one of them. He was like,
"Oh God!" No! It was terrible. It was like, "Don't eat my friends."
Oh gosh! And then I loved when Luke was gonna burn the tree down and he doesn't, but then Yoda shows up and.
Oh yeah, by the way, Yoda's in this movie.
Yeah, Yoda's in this movie. Puppy Yoda even, and he looks older.
Yeah, he shows up and Luke's like.
I think it's like part CG, part
ghost.
Puppet.
Yeah.
It's like they did a puppet, but they CG'd him a little bit just to make him look a little better. But
yeah, it's like half and half.
Whatever the case was, I could tell that it wasn't the best effect, but I didn't care anyway because Yoda was in the movie. So I just didn't. Even if they just had his voice, I didn't care because I was just happy to see Yoda.
I love it just like, it's like, dude, you burned down the Jedi manuscripts in there. Did you read them? It's like, only a little. I skimmed them. Yeah. Ooh, they trust me, they were boring anyway.
Yeah, Yoda's like, Luke, I know you didn't read them. Those things were boring as hell. No one cares anymore.
You can just find that out looking on the
by the way, did you hear that? It's the movie saying, let go of the past, let go of the past, let go of the past.
Die.
Let the past die, fanboys. Let the past die.
This is not going to go the way you think. Honestly, Mark Hamill had the most chilling lines.
When you think about it, this whole movie is like a big metaphor to Star Wars fans. Like, shut the fuck up.
And yet they still complained about The Last Jedi.
Yeah. Like we're doing right now.
I'm not complaining. I'm actually having a good time.
We're really just talking about it. We're just bringing up stuff. I don't know.
Oh yeah, there's also that weird cave scene with Rey.
The weird cave. Oh, with the.
Yeah.
Okay, we were talking.
Okay. I think in truth, like it didn't do too much, but I did think it looked cool.
Yeah. Effect-wise, it was pretty
cool imagery, but it was supposed to pretty much say, "Hey, this is what happened to your parents."
Well, it was basically saying like I don't know, maybe in a way it kind of said like, "Who cares, Rey? It doesn't matter," sort of thing.
You came from nothing. Ooh, backstory. The writer's saying, "Don't give a shit about the backstory. Don't give a shit about these questions that would actually be kind of cool to know about."
Okay,
it would be kind of cool to know
I guess
about,
that's kind of valid, but. And I didn't find that much. In truth, I didn't find much of what happened between Rey and Luke besides a little bit of characterization to be all that interesting.
Luke was more of a cynic, and the inner cynic of me was pretty happy about that.
Damn it.
Since, he was a grumpy old man,
He was
sure.
pretty
But, like,
snarker.
it made me laugh so many times, just with all these things he's been saying. Like you hear a bit more of the Joker than that.
You know what I just realized? I just realized it would have been awesome if at some point he did just laugh and it was the Joker laugh.
It was the Joker voice, mainly because his voice changed, so his changes.
Well, okay, yeah, he's definitely older, that's for sure.
I know, but it's more, like, his voice, it sounds a lot more like the Joker than anything. Because mainly just because, well, it's the most identifiable. Like, I looked through, like, different kinds of voices that he's done that they use, and a lot of them, you can tell, it's pretty much like the Joker voice, but a bit different.
He's amazing. His voice is amazing.
I just loved Mark Hamill and how he portrayed the character, and it was a pretty funny character to me.
Alright, so what did you guys think of the whole backstory between him and Kylo then, with what
with how his Jedi school got burned down by Kylo.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
I liked it the more fleshed out it got, honestly.
Honestly,
the more explained it was, the more it made sense, kind of.
I saw it coming a mile away.
Okay, well, here's what I liked and didn't like that. What I did like is, I do like that kind of effect where one of them tells a story and then it shows it, and then someone else tells it and they reenact it, but it does something differently, and then you get like the third version that is like what actually
the definitive version.
Well, like the first one is how one person saw it. The other
the very vague version, and then the bad side version.
Guys,
the
there was
version.
one thing.
And then there was one sec. But then there's like the actual version. I'm like, okay, I don't see Luke as the kind of person to really do this sort of thing. But then I'm like, okay, so he says he only had it for like a split second, that doubt. I'm like, I'm okay with the fact that he had a split second of doubt. I'm not a big fan that he had it in the first place, but I
honestly got he
was right.
Okay,
though.
to be very fair about this, he is a new Jedi Master.
Well, that's true.
He's the only Jedi Master. He's trying to rebuild the Jedi Order. He has no idea how to do these things. It was a bit earlier in his career, like towards after Episode 6, more closer towards that time than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can give it that.
You can give it that, though I will say that it does make sense that he is still human. Like he said, he only had like a brief moment of like, maybe I should do this, but then
it collapses the idea that since he's like a legend.
Yeah.
And like even says it in the movie, it collapses the idea. It's like he's no legend. He's a guy.
Hubris.
He's just like everybody else.
It's just that it kind of shows like it's like
the legend can be collapsed.
Well, it's just kind of funny because like it kind of shows like Luke, out of everything Luke did, that one tiny mistake is what brought it all down. Like like if he had turned the saber off as soon as he had ignited and Kylo didn't see it, maybe something would have changed. But like the fact that he had that 1 second just like tore it down everything he did.
Honest to God, I saw the whole thing coming from a mile away. I kind of figured
that
something like this would be it.
Well, you know.
But like but there was something I was wondering. They mentioned that that Kylo Ren burnt down the school and took all the students with him and killed whoever didn't come with them. Where are the other students?
Those are probably the Knights of Ren. Maybe that'll be an
Where are they then? Why?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Maybe it'll be episode 9 that explains
Did
it.
Snoke just come by there and say, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, I pick you?
Yeah, rule 2
I pick you,
bullshit.
the rest of you die.
Probably some rule 2
You must
bullshit.
die.
You must die.
Welcome to Walmart. You must die.
You must die.
Welcome to the Knights of Red. You must die.
Except that one. The angsty kid.
Yeah, so that was the thing. Also, like we said earlier,
I actually do kind of like how Kylo Ren is sort of conflicted as well about what he's gonna do. But that does change though as soon as he kills the guy.
Yeah, as soon as he kills Snoke.
Yeah. Okay.
Snoke.
Okay. Can we just? Okay. So yeah,
the throne room scene. Should we go to that?
Yeah. Okay. So honestly,
Rey has nothing to do what to do after she gives up on her training. Goes straight to Snoke. In a pod, gets captured. Tries to get Kylo Ren. He's like, go this side. No, come to this side. No, come to this side. And then they go through, and you see Snoke with these awesome Jedi powers.
So there's probably like a total of maybe like 3.
I just summarized it.
Like 3 lightsaber fights throughout the whole movie, if I can, maybe 4. But there's definitely 3. I guess 4, yeah.
There's Rey with Kylo. There's Luke against Kylo, and then there's kinda Rey against Luke.
Okay, so there's Rey against Luke when like they're like fighting over
the rain.
You tried to kill him, did you?
No,
You tried to kill him, didn't you? Yes.
like when Luke sees Kylo and Rey interacting, and then they fight over like if she should stay or she should go, and then the Praetorian Guard fight scene in the throne room, and that which is probably my favorite fight, right next to the very last one with Luke and Kylo, which we'll get to, and then there's the Phasma and Finn fight, which didn't last long.
Yeah, that wasn't a lightsaber fight, but it was a fight.
It is a fight, like a duel, I guess.
Okay, there was that, but yeah, I will say that in terms of the throne room scene, I did kind of find it amusing how Snoke just kept toying with her, and she was like that moment where she's standing firm and he like brings her closer to him with the Force, but she's still trying to stand firm, but you hear her feet squeaking on the floor as it breaks.
I love how she just slides.
Yeah, you're just looking at her and you're just thinking like,
come, sit down. Oh, you know what? I don't want you to go over there.
She's a rag doll.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my rag.
She just keeps hitting the walls. Boom, boom, boom. Oh my god.
And she tries to call her saber, but he makes it miss her, fly around and hit her in the back of the head.
Oh, that's cheap, man.
I thought that stuff was funny. It's like okay, he's just toying with her at this point, but then I was not a fan of how like Snoke starts bragging about how he knows all of Kylo's thoughts, but then it actually makes sense because the dark side clouds it makes you arrogant.
I know, but there always has been a history of Sith masters being killed by their apprentices.
Well, yeah, I just didn't like. I'm fine with Kylo killing Snoke. I just don't like the way it was done. Just like
you went out like a bitch.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah, well, so did Phasma.
Shut up.
Well, yeah,
Restora's a bunch of bitches, man.
Yeah, but you expect more from Snoke.
Damn.
But the thing is that like Kylo's like Snoke's like, I can sense what Kylo's doing. He raises his thing to strike down his enemy. It's like he's narrating a book. Like he's
narrate your own death.
Like he says it in a way that no one actually would say it, just so the audience has a clue as to like him being oblivious. But it's like, no, he wouldn't know about that stuff happening. He would know if Kylo was trying to turn.
If you made him as strong as like you're supposed to be, then you wouldn't have died.
Yeah,
it's called plot convenience.
Okay, but
it's called plot convenience when the plot makes people dumber.
Yes.
Okay, but
isn't that kind of like character dissonance in a way?
Shut up.
Okay, but the fight between Rey and Kylo versus all the friggin' guards was probably the best fight scene in the movie.
Oh yeah,
that scene was
right next to Luke and Kylo.
That scene was badass. Cause
yeah,
like you see them both get up with lightsabers and you see the guards swarm and you're like, oh yeah, some shit.
And then the video game starts.
Yeah, no, and then after all that, Kylo still is just like, join me, and together we can rule the galaxy as
husband and wife. Oh, what are we anyway? Seriously.
And then just when Rey is about to like,
it's like what? It's like
she tries to take her lightsaber back and
fight. Who are your parents? Your parents were junk traders who sold you off
for drinking money. How do you know I was the one that bought you?
I want to buy her.
Anyway, no, and then right when Rey is about to seemingly join with Kylo, she actually is reaching for her lightsaber, for the Skywalker saber, and they're like fighting over who gets it. But then during all that, I think it's because of the hyperspace scene where like the leader who is replacing Leia Organa for the time being while she's in hospital, while she's like.
Let's cut back to side quests and casinos. Casino side quests. Oh my gosh, that's all you need to know.
It was complete. That actually is the best thing to say. It was a side quest because it had absolutely nothing to do with the movie, and if you had taken it all out, nothing would have happened.
Side quest. Moving on.
Well, here's the thing. I just want to say this. I think they could have done a little bit more with it, but at the same time, I feel like, yeah, I know Star Wars has had some pointless stuff in the past, but this was like the ultimate pointless thing.
It's more pointless than I hate Sen. It's coarse and irritating. Okay, it gets everywhere.
I know, it's just one of those things.
Or Jar Jar Binks.
I know.
Both those combined.
But like, when you think about,
I have to make fun of Jar Jar in some way.
Yeah, but
how dare you?
To me, it was just sort of like, okay, it happened, but if you were to take it out completely, nothing would have changed. I feel like they could have used at least some. Okay, what the hell are you two doing?
Just continue.
Okay, so I feel like if they had taken some of that time out to flesh out some of the other scenes, they could have done that easily. But at the same time, I just think, how neat would it have been if it just instead I'm fine with their plan completely failing. I really am fine with that. But I wish it would have done so in a different way. Like maybe they failed, but it somehow helped. I don't know. I don't know. It just didn't seem like it went all that well for me. But maybe they could have done. But I will say one thing that absolutely bugged the shit out of me when it came to the casinos things more than anything else. the political correctness. My gosh, that shit was annoying. The whole like, oh, okay, I will say that I did laugh when Rose did say, oh, we're going to the most wretched place in the universe for scum and villainy, and it's like this rich, elaborate etiquette place, and I just like laughed in the theater when I saw that. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, that's funny. That's funny.
No, it is kind of, you do kind of get that like vibe of like, oh, this is like like because casinos are kind of a bad place.
Well, yeah, that does happen.
What happens in Vegas stays in Canto Bight.
But then they tried to be all PC with like, oh, this is bad. Oh, these people. Oh, and you can just tell like everything they say how it's supposed to relate to stuff we have now. Like,
well, it's always been that way.
I know, but you don't try to be that obvious with it. You just make it subtle.
Bad guys are evil. They sell to good and bad people. Oh no!
Okay,
and we're done.
I did like the part where the trader brought up like how they sell to both the good and the bad. I thought that part was fine, but sort of, you know, the whole like, oh, they torture animals, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how much did PETA pay for this?
No, PETA just masturbating in the theater. Oh, that's really
anyway.
Good.
I want to get to the part where like the temporary leader of the resistance who replaced Leia for a short period of time.
Okay, I don't like her. I
did not like her.
No, I do not like her because she is not a character. She is not a character.
Well, she should have told everyone her.
No, she is not a good character.
She was a false
leader.
It's
like no. You know why? Because like her character changes from one to the other. She's like, oh, I am leader. I will stay to my plans no matter what. And then it's like, I hate Poe. Poe is hate. I hate him a lot. And then when you end up going, it's like, I like him. He's fine. It's like, why? Don't say that!
I will say, yeah, she was sort of like a character whose thoughts were only there to
change their mind,
to help with the.
I am the opposing side. I am the obviously wrong side.
I will be the side that is wrong no matter what, until I am shown to be right.
But she redeems herself by doing probably one of the coolest things in the movie, and that's hyperspacing right through the fucking dreadnought.
Oh yeah,
and with the coolest explosion noise.
Okay, it's like she has like her small, like she has a cruiser, but like it's so small compared to Snoke's ship.
Keep in mind, everyone also escapes in like transports to.
Oh yeah,
the whole ship. And then they blow up.
And then they blow up.
They evacuate the ship and escape pods to get to a nearby planet.
Transport ships.
Okay. Yeah, do we have to be that specific?
Yes.
Oh god. Okay. So anyway, they evacuate in their ships and. She turns the whole cruiser around, and despite the fact she's in this one ship, she light speeds right through it and just clips the thing in half because of it. And it's just like the most bad. And
that's what actually leads to the fight between Finn and Phasma and them escaping and the lightsaber even being destroyed. And she actually still has the remains of. Rey actually has the remains of it by the end of the movie.
Yeah, how much has that lightsaber been through at this point?
Dude,
it goes through all of the Clone Wars TV show, Episode 3.
Yeah.
Everything in the.
It's got a history, man.
Everything in the first two movies of the original trilogy, and then it goes through Force Awakens and now Last Jedi. That lightsaber has been through so much shit.
Dude, I want to, dude.
It's called Let the Past Die.
I think it'll
come on
be
now,
rebuilt.
come on. They're gonna repair the lightsaber in Episode 9.
No, I get the feeling they give Rey her own lightsaber.
Well, why would they show the lightsaber broken in half if they wanted to just discard it? They should
to let the past die.
You can't just go what happened to the
Kyber
mouse.
crystals in there. That's why.
You can't just go what happened.
They need the Kyber crystal for the lightsaber, so they're gonna use the Kyber crystal, put it in a new lightsaber, and there we go.
You can't just go what happened to the mouse on this lightsaber, man. This lightsaber has history, man.
Yeah, I know, but including to the point of let the past die, which is the point.
I get it. That's like one of the main.
You're ramming that. You're ramming that ideology into the movie.
Hey, no, they rammed it more than I am.
Yeah, one of the main themes of this movie is essentially letting the past go. I would say that's one of the major themes of the film. Just like let go of the past, both to like people in general and to the originals. I think it's like. Just let stuff go, sort of thing. Just move on from the past.
Stop being a bitch.
I think that's one of the main messages of this movie. And honestly, I think it does pull that message off well. Despite all the complaints I have, I do think it pulls that message off pretty well.
But it doesn't way too much. More than I am.
Okay, it pulls it off, and maybe a little too much. Then.
A little?
Okay, so after everything,
yes, it is blatant with the whole "let the past die" line. But...
It's so blatant that they say it.
Okay, so basically, after all is said and done, and then
they pretty much go.
Okay, well, let me join everything together, please. You always interrupt.
I think pretty much arrive at Episode 5. I'm kidding. Honestly, God, the one thing. Speaking of that, the one thing I actually do want to compliment this movie, it's not Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah,
that actually is one thing that is.
I was going and expecting probably the only thing that closely relates to it in terms of like.
Is the end of the movie.
No, not even that. Like just.
Well, okay, the end of the movie was pretty similar to it.
No. Okay, maybe, but like I was more so gonna say like the only thing it really relates to Episode 5 is that the fact that the Jedi is in training and the whole rest of the plot is happening.
When you think about it, a lot of it was actually pretty similar to Episode 5 in that you have a beginning where the heroes are on the run. You have the whole hero goes to a planet to train with a master sort of thing, and there is that, and then there is.
Well, I think.
And then there, while it does happen at the end, there is like there's AT-AT fight with flying ships on a white planet.
Honest to God, I think I know what you're saying, but I think what they did more is they took the ideas, but they worked it into this original kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I did like the whole they're on a salt planet and
it is cold
and it's red salt underneath, and that's what the speeder's doing. Like, okay,
I literally thought that was symbolism for impurity.
Maybe, I don't know.
That's what I thought it meant.
Well,
at least at first.
Well, okay, regardless of what it actually meant, all that stuff happens, and then we have that ending thing with
Luke.
With Luke. Oh my gosh!
I didn't even finish, by the way.
Oh, finish, Indy.